Hey guys, Mr. Riz here to help you out with the 6.6 guided notes. And so this one, what we're going to be doing is trying to solve exponential equations using, or inequalities using common logs. All right, so we kind of have an issue here. If we ever want to try to evaluate something like this one here, where we got log base 3 of 8. So a problem is if we try to do it the conventional way, or where we have, just maybe off to the side here, we got log base 3 of 8. Normally what we do is make that equal to x, and we loop and swoop it. And we say, okay, 3 to the x power would equal 8. Okay, well, we know that 3 to the first power is 3, and 3 squared equals 9. There's no way we would be able to figure out a number that x would equal, a whole number. So that means x must be some kind of decimal, and there's really no way to figure it out unless we have some sort of tool, like a calculator. And that's what we're going to have to do. There's two techniques that we can solve this here, and that's by using common logs. Now, just remember here that the common log is log base 10. So usually we don't write the 10 there. We just say log of x. And the way that we can figure out log base 3 of 8 is by taking the common log of 8 and dividing it by the common log of 3. So on the calculator, there is a common log button. It's the one we haven't pressed. Put it off here. And it is the button, let's write down here. So all we need to do is do common log of 8 divided by common log of 3. And there's our answer, 1.8928. We're always going to round to the fourth decimal. And just to kind of verify, if I take 3 to the, I'll type in 1.892789. I'm just going to put a bunch of decimals in. We get 7.999. That's basically 8. Okay, let me show you another way that we can do this. There's actually this button here in the calculator, and it's on Desmos as well, but it's not on the screen here. You actually have to find it by pressing the math button and scrolling all the way down to choice A, log base. And so we can actually just type in log base 3 of 8 as is. This one takes a little bit longer to type in, especially if you're pretty good with, fast with your fingers here. You can type in the top one quicker than usually you can type in this one here, but you get the exact same answer. Okay, so just to kind of go over that here, if we want to figure out, okay, what is log base 24 of 5, what we'd have to do is log base 5. We always do the big number here over the little number. And by little number, I mean by size, not by like actual value. So what's log base 25, or log base 5 divided by log of 24? Take out the calculator, let's see what we get. So log 5 divided by log 24. All right, we get 0.5064. Okay, what we also have to do, let's just kind of double check here, or we can do the math. We can scroll all the way down to choice A here. Log base 24 of 5. So either way, when we type it in, we get that answer. Okay, now let's use that technique to help solve some equations that we don't know. Try to zoom this up just a little bit here. Yeah, a little too much. Okay, so when we're trying to solve, what we want to do is remember we can use the loop and swoop to set up for unknown. So there's no way 4 to some, is it 4 squared is 16? It's got to be in between 2 and 3 here as our answer. But we're going to loop and swoop to set this up. So this would be log base 4 of 19 equals x. Okay, so that's something we can type into the calculator. We can type in log 19 divided by log 4 to figure out what x is. All right, calculator time. Here we go. Log 4 or 19 divided by log 14, or not 14, just 4. There we go. There we go. And we said it's going to be in between 2 and 3, so we get an answer. And we're going to round to the fourth decimal place. So we got 2.1240 when we round is what x would equal. All right, so why don't you guys pause the video, see if you guys can do problem 3 or problem B. All right, let's see if you got it right. So what we got to do is loop and swoop to see what this one would be. Here we go. Loop and swoop. So this one would be log base 3 of 15 would equal x. All right, so let's type this into the calculator. All right, remember we always do the big number divided by the small number there. So log 15 divided by log log 3. Now, if you don't like that, you can use the log A or the log base button. You just have to find it. And we get 2.46. If we round that up, that'd be 50. Okay. Next, let's move on. Okay, what if we have 2 times 5 to the x power equals 16? Well, if we ever need to solve for x, it's just like a radical here. We need to isolate this term before we do the loop and swoop. So we got to divide by 2 since it's being multiplied. So we got 5 to the x power equals 16 divided by 2 is 8. Then what we'll do is loop and swoop to set up our log. So we got log base 5 of 8 equals x. Okay, so we're going to type that into the calculator. You can use the log base button, or we can do log 8 using common logs divided by log 5. And we can get that answer. And we get, all right, 1.2920 when we round. And remember, we can always kind of double check our answer. If I type in 2 times 5 to the 1.2920 power, we get something pretty darn close to 16. And the reason why it's not exactly 16 because we didn't put it in all the decimals. All right, why don't you guys pause the video, see if you guys can do D on your own. All right, let's see how well you did. First thing you got to do here is you got to divide by 3 to isolate that exponential part there. So we got 6 to the x power equals. All right, 42 divided by 3 is 14. Then you got to loop and swoop. So we got log base 6 of 14 equals x. All right, so let's plug that into the calculator. Log 14 divided by log 6. And we get an answer when we round of 1.4729 was what x would equal. Okay, let's keep this going here. All right, what if we got something added or subtracted to it? Well, if all we need to do is to just continue to isolate that radical part. So we're going to add 6 over to the other side. So we get 8 to the x power is equal to 46. Then we loop and swoop. So this would be log base 8 of 46 equals x. So you can use the log base button, or we can do log 46 divided by log 8. And we'd get 1.8412 is equal to x. Okay, try pausing the video, see if you guys can do F on your own. All right, let's see if we did this right now. We have a lot of things going on. First thing we want to do is subtract 2 from both sides, and we get 3 times 5 to the x power is equal to 53. And then we want to divide by 3. Now we get 5 to the x power is equal, 53 doesn't divide, so we're just going to say 53 divided by 3. And that is still something we can loop and swoop. So we would have log base 5 of 53 over 3 equals x. So that's just something we got to type in the calculator. And we just take our time with this. We've got log, and we're going to type in our 53 divided by 3. That's just a number here. And then divided by our base here, log 5. We get 1.7843. Remember, you can always just go back if you're not sure if that's right. We're getting decimals here, so it's not as easy as an answer. Just plug that back in for x and see if you get something answered really, really close to 55. All right, let's clear this out. Keep going with some more problems here. See how we can get a little bit more complicated. Okay, so sometimes our exponent is not just a plain old x. What that means is we still go through the method. We just have some extra steps to do after we loop and swoop. So we loop and swoop here, and we get log base 5 of 15 is equal to not x, but, okay, 3p. So let's just plug this into the calculator, see what we got. We can use the common log button, or I just like to do log 15 divided by log 5. The common log button was actually, wasn't on calculators originally, so this is just the way I learned how to do it. And I'm kind of stuck in that method here. So we get 1.6826. And that equals 3p. So we just need to continue with this problem here. We're going to take that decimal and divide it by 3 to get the p by itself. All right, and if we already have this typed in with decimals here, all we got to do is just press divided by 3. It takes our answer from before, divides it by 3. And so our final answer here would be 0.5609 when we round to the 4th decimal place. All right, try to pause the video, see if you guys can do H on your own. All right, let's see if you did this right. So if we set this up, we loop and swoop, and we get log base 8 of 6.3 is equal to z minus 4. All right, so we got to plug this into the calculator to figure out what decimal that is. So in the calculator, I'm just going to press log 6.3 divided by log 8. And we get a number here of 0.8851. And then all we need to do to continue with this, we've got to add 4 over to the other side. So that means z equals, if we add 4 to that, that is 4.8851. Here's our answer. All right, let's keep practicing here. A lot of practice to make sure we're okay with this. The next one here. All right, so just got to take our steps here to isolate this first before we loop and swoop. So we got to divide by -2 first. And so we get 9 to the a minus 4 power equals 36 divided by, or -36 divided by -2 is a positive 18. All right, then we will loop and swoop it. So we get log base 9 of 18 is equal to a minus 4. All right, so let's figure out what that is in the calculator. What is a minus 4 equal to? So calculator time, we can use the common log button, or just kind of quicker, log base 18 divided by log 9. All right, we get 1.3155. And then all we need to do to finish this problem is to add the 4 over to the other side. So A would equal 5.3155. All right, not too bad. All right, why don't you guys pause the video, see if you guys can do the next one on your own. Can you do J on your own? All right, let's see if you did this right. Okay, so there's nothing being added or subtracted to it. We just got to loop or swoop with these decimals here. So this would be log base 3.1 of 9.2 is equal to x plus 5. So you're going to go ahead and plug that into the calculator. So we got log 9.2 divided by log 3.1. And we get an answer of 1.9615. I'm sure, can you guys, oh, yeah, you guys should have been able to see that. Okay, what we need to do now is to then go through and subtract the 5. Now, anytime we're subtracting, I like to double check on the calculator. You know, adding a number's easy because you just add the, the point over, or just change the number in front of the decimal point. Subtracting, can't switch it around. So let's minus 5, and we get an answer of, let's see, negative 3.0384. Okay, next, let's do K together, see how well that goes. So K is probably like worst case scenario. As everything goes bad, this is it. Okay, so we'll take our time with K. So we got a lot of things going on with K. If you want to pause to see if you get this right, that'd be great. But let's go through K. So we got to add 1 over first. So we get 7 times 4n minus 3 power equals, okay, if we add 1 over, that's 34. All right, next we're going to divide by 7. Of course, this is the worst problem ever. That does not divide by 7. So we're just going to leave this as 34 over 7 of a fraction. All right, now that we got it isolated, we can loop and swoop to get the exponent down. And so, okay, we get log base 4 of 34 over 7 is equal to n minus 3. Let's plug that into the calculator to go through. Now, especially with these fractions here, it might not be bad to just press math and try to scroll down until you can find the log base button and just use that. Might give you more confidence that you did it right. Okay, so now we know at least it's going to be typed in because that's exactly what we want to find there. And we'd get, all right, 1.1401 is equal to n minus 3. All right, so the last thing we need to do here is just to add 3 over to the other side, and we get 4.1401 is what n equals. And just to double check here, if you were to type that into the calculator, 7 times 4 to the 4.1401 power minus 3, and then minus 1. So basically just the problem here, we just replace the n with our answer, press enter, we get 33.002. So that's pretty darn close to 33, and it would be closer if we include more decimal points. So we did it right. All right, let's see if you guys want to try to do L on your own. It's going to be different, but see if you guys can handle this. All right, so notice here we don't have anything. We actually have double exponents. Well, we can loop and swoop for this problem here. So we would write this up as log base 9 of 7 to the b power is equal to b minus 1. And what we have here is a rule from before. If we ever have a log that is to an exponential power, we can bring that exponent and multiply it in front. So this is really b times log base 9 of 7 equals b minus 1. Okay, let's go through and figure out what that is, because this is some number here, and that's some amount of b that we have. So let's figure out how many b's we have here. And if we type in a calculator, log 7 divided by log 9 is 0.8856. So really we have on this side 0.8856b. So what we can do now is we can look at this and say, okay, we could minus 1b over from the other side, and if we subtract 1 from 0.8856, we would have, let's see, that'd be negative 0.1144b equals negative 1. So if we want to solve for b now, all we have to do is divide it by negative 1144, actually negative 0.1144. So in the calculator we'll take, and you can kind of cheat here, you can say negative 1 divided by, if I don't want to type that all out, I can do second and the negative symbol, gets us our previous answer from before. And there we go. And so B would be 8.7429. All right. Cool. So this wraps up section 6.6. If you guys look, your homework's down here where you have these problems. Most of them are pretty easy. You just need to isolate them, loop and swoop, and use the common basis to solve those. So nothing's crazy like the problem L. If you guys have any questions, make sure you reach out and ask an email or see me in person. If not, have a great time. See you later.